Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Meet CC. Thank you very much for the virtual senpai joining us today. How are you, sir?
I'm well, and yourself, Mr. Freer?
Hey, not dying, that's good. Always a
No, I
positive.
mean, oh yeah, I mean, with especially what's going on in
Yeah,
today's day and age, it's a little scary out, man. It's really
yeah.
scary, but good to hear you're staying safe.
Yeah, well, us as gamers, we've been training for this our entire lives. You know,
Of course,
we, we,
yes.
we were social distancing before it became cool.
Right,
Um,
right, yeah.
we've got to go there. So thank you very much for taking some time out to join us on this.
Mhm.
The whole point is just to let people get to know you away from what they know you for in World of Warships, and just tell us a bit more about yourself. So, we've mentioned that obviously Virtual Senpai is your in-game name and tag that people wear of. How long have you had that for, and where did that come from for you?
Well, I've had it for a couple of years. I went through a few name changes back when I was in World of Warships. And Senpai's and like the baseline of it, Senpai has stuck with me for a long time because actually back into World of Warcraft, where when Miss Pandaria came out, I was playing World of Warcraft and I actually re-rolled into the new class called the Monk,
Mhm.
and I actually ended up taking the name Senpai. And slowly, and over time, um, the name just sort of stuck, and I slowly became one of the top DPSs in the guild that I was in at the time with my friends, and people would just call me that. Even if I was on like a different character, they just call me like, "Hey Senpai, can you do this? Hey Senpai, can you make that?" Blah blah blah. And it sort of just kind of spread out through there, and it got me to where we are today. The virtual part is kind of just like, hey, look, we're in a virtual realm now with like all that stuff, but it also
Yep.
has some other ties to some music that I like to listen to,
Yeah.
or that I liked to listen to in the past, but we'll get into that later.
Nice. And how long have you been playing World of Warships?
How long have I been playing World of Warships? Wow. It's 2020 now.
Yep.
We're almost a third of the way through it, so let's do some math. I was just at the end of closed alpha, beginning of closed beta, so I've been playing this game since
5 years, 5-ish years.
about five and a bit. Yeah, like
Wow.
I've seen the rise and fall of the battleship. I've
Yep.
seen it all. Like I've seen 8.0, well, I mean that was last year, but
True.
I've seen it all. I've seen the changes to the games. I've seen the disappearance of the stealth fire
Yep.
and in the process the quite unceremonious neutering of the Błyskawica. Buff it, but
Yeah.
but I've
But
been here for a long time.
yeah, I don't know. Did you miss the glory that was the Kitakami?
Like this point, I mean, it was fun to use, but at the same time, it was a really toxic ship.
Oh
And
yes.
like, there's just two. Like, we already have ships like that get super close to it. For example, one of my guilty pleasures in ships, playing a torpedo reload booster Yugumo. You
Yeah.
chuck out 16 torpedoes at a time with that thing, and that's as close as we can really get, being plausible with Japanese torpedoes and having that many fish in the water at the same time. So
True.
I do miss the Kitakami, but at the same time, we have something that's a little better in my.
That's fair point. Fair comment. I for my sins did have a Kitakami.
Oh goodness.
I was as unbelievable it is the salt free chilled out person that I am did have a Kitakami.
Oh yeah.
The appeal was too strong, unfortunately.
The
But hey,
temptation, right?
oh, yeah, there's nothing like the feeling of flooding a narrow gap with so many torpedoes that you could literally walk from one side of the gap to the other with them. Yeah,
Oh goodness.
it's a
Disgusting.
do not go zone.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we're onwards and upwards, and like you said, the game has changed so much. I mean, if you look back and you see how much it's changed, some good, some bad, but you know, it's on a path, it's on a journey. Where that goes, we'll have to see.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got my
Yeah.
seatbelt on, and I'm pretty sure you do too. And we're in for a wild ride.
Oh yes, oh yes. What other games outside of Warships can we find the Virtual Senpai in? What other stuff takes your boat?
Um, let's see. You're gonna have to bear with me for a moment on this one. So as I mentioned earlier, I am playing World of Warcraft still. I have
Yep.
been playing since vanilla. I'm currently playing WoW Classic
Yep.
in one of the top guilds on my server, which would be Mankrik on the US server cluster,
Nice.
Horde side. I'm also currently playing the new game Valorant, which is where
Yeah.
CS:GO meets League of Legends. I'm currently playing with a lot of the boys from '07, having a lot of fun with that one. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be streaming that.
Nice.
Um, let's see, other games. PlanetSide 2, I've begun to play as well. I do like I do like Minecraft, World of Tanks. Let's see, what else do I play? I do a lot. Oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone as well.
Nice.
I've fallen in love with that. It's allowed me to get back to hang out with a lot of my friends who otherwise I can't really see, and we've bonded over that, reconnected over that. So it's
Awesome.
really cool.
Yeah, my reactions are too slow for Warzone. I'm afraid. Well, you've had the displeasure of joining a squad with me and a couple of the other people playing PUBG as well, so you know how slow our reactions are.
Thing is, well, I mean, it just means you're slow. Just because you're slow doesn't mean you're not good. It just means you're methodical about it, right?
I like
You
that.
got to
I'll
be
take
very
that.
deliberate in your movements. You have to be very deliberate in your movements if you like. You got to compensate, right? So it's all
I'll
good.
I'll
I
take
mean, as
that.
long as you're having fun too.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Valorant, I must admit, I mean, I've Mark Purdy is someone I know myself. He goes by the name of Valkyria, and he's really reconnected. That he used to be a big into Overwatch, and he loves his FPS. I think he's something like top 100 in the Rocket Farah. Is it in Overwatch?
Oh, Farah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he was top 100 or something like that. He was absolutely insanely good at that. And he was getting a bit jaded in his own words from that, but he's really reconnected with Valorant as well. So he's a very
Hmm.
cool dude. And yeah, just phenomenal watching him play. So some really interesting games there, and very different from obviously like you said, World of Warships, quite slow, quite methodical, quite thinking. These other and obviously the other ones, the FPS, much more faster paced, much more faster thinking. So quite interesting that. Um,
Hmm.
Question for you now about your content. How would you describe it? How does Senpai describe his content?
You know, I actually had to think about this one a little bit because he gave me the book of questions earlier so I could prepare responses. And I'm actually still not 100% sure, but if I had to choose a few choice words to get there, I would say informative,
Yep.
high octane,
Yep.
loud,
Yes.
and extremely enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So,
I can definitely agree with that. It's always pretty cool, especially as you know I do come and lurk sometimes in the channel and chill out and enjoy watching that, and definitely can say that's pretty much you in a can. That it is, it's good quality gameplay. Really, you always get if someone says hello to you, it's always quite a loud boof. Yeah, you recognize them, you say hello back to them. It's it is a really good thing, and on top of that, obviously we know you're a damn good player. So, questions get asked and the quality of answer is right there, including, more often than not, a practical application of it as well, which for Muppets like me, it helps. I derp about and I do daft things that, hey, it's only stupid if it doesn't work. So it's stupid a lot of the time. Whereas, we get to see how to really put yourselves in positions and work. So, but yeah, it's a good place to be. Like
fun
you said,
fact.
a lot of good stuff.
Fun fact though, senpai also translates into master when translated into Japanese. So I try to master these ships and be more educational and informative when doing that. So I guess that's where that comes from.
Yep.
I've been told that I am a good teacher by a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, and just being able to make the game a better place through knowledge and explaining things and concepts, it's a wonderful feeling. And just to hear that people, like, I've had multiple people come back to me and say, hey senpai, thank you for teaching me the way to play this ship. I just broke my damage record, or I just got X amount of kills in this game because of the knowledge that you gave me, the decision making that you've taught me. And I'm just like, this is exactly what I want to see. We're making ships a better, more skilled place.
Well, I mean, if we put it in context for you, you remember when we first got the Friesland?
Oh yes,
yeah.
I remember.
I'm still running the build that you shared.
Really?
And believe it or not, I'm averaging around about 1.5 and 1.6 million credits a game in it, and that's a muppet like me.
Awesome.
So
that is actually awesome. Congratulations, my dude. I'm so happy to hear that it's working for you.
The fact, and I think what's even more though is a testament that it's still working after the IFHE changes as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hey, there's the proof. There's the proof of the pudding. Literally, the fact that a build in a ship that, let's be honest with you, the Friesland skill level in terms of its play is, everyone knows it's simply smoke, radar, smoke, hydro, and keep your finger on the fire button as long as you can do.
Precisely. Which
sounds really simple until you then also add in the complication of what radar you're against, CV gameplay, who's on your team, who can, what's the counter to what you have to do, where you have to do, the limited range you've got as well in that ship. Really does build on the work level in the ship, but the fact that the build makes it so much more comfortable to play for even someone at my skill level makes so much more sense. And so thank you very much for that. And the fact, hey, it still works right now as well.
You're very welcome. And that's one of the aims that I personally want to bring. I want to make the game a more enjoyable, positive experience so that we for lack of better phrasing, flatten the curve of player turnover and grow this game. Because I mean, a lot of players, they don't have the learning resources. They don't have the tools to improve their gameplay or have a more positive experience when they're in the world of WarShips. And a lot of the times, people play a few games, they get fed up with the seal clubbers at tier 4 in their host shows, and then they leave the game forever because it's just terrible, and they don't know how to A, counter it, B, minimize damage, and just basically learn about it. And that's what I love hearing, that people are improving. People such as yourself or anybody out there is learning about that. Hey, like this works and it's tried and tested and true. And so I'm really glad to hear that the Friesland build is working for you.
Yeah, no, it's that's very much the case. So the Virtual Senpai, it's the last year of school. You've got a yearbook there with your little picture there, and underneath it is obviously a quote for people to say about you. What's Virtual Senpai's quote in his school yearbook? What would it say?
I'm very tempted to say a few different things here. Like one of them could be, this one's actually really, really tough.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple paths I could go down here. And one of them is the sensible one, and then the other one will throw caution to the wind and feed the meme. And so what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna feed the meme.
Everyone likes to feed the meme.
So what I think it would be since well, first off, let's set some groundwork. A lot of people say I have the likeness of Elon Musk. Some people say, oh, he sort of looks like Elon Musk. I kind of see it, I kind of don't see it. But the meme around Mr. Elon Musk is he has so much money he doesn't know what to deal with. And so I'm gonna have to go with most likely to create genetically engineered cat girls. That's it. That's it. I have to feed into the weeb too.
The beauty of doing these things in one takes, everyone. Sometimes you get answers like that you don't know how to react to, but I love it. You gotta feed it.
Hey, I mean, people call me, like, I am a bit of a weeb, but I'm not like one of those degenerate weebs, all right? Like, let's be clear here, all right? I ain't one of those people who, like, get way too far degenerate and fall down that dark hole. I like my anime. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a great anime. 100%. I'm rewatching it right now, and if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. Okay. It's really good.
See, anime for me starts and ends with Scooby-Doo. It's an animated cartoon. I'm sorry, I'm that old. That's where I am with it. That's where I am with stuff. Although I have watched a couple of episodes of Initial D, but that feeds my inner gearhead. So that's
True.
that's and I will still argue till the end of time that the real life, the IRL version of Initial D, the proper movie with people rather than the anime version, is far better. Mainly because of some of the car handling scenes, and mainly because of the culture and the story that it shows of the Japanese culture and all that kind of stuff that goes on within there.
100%.
I really enjoyed that movie. It's still one I watch quite a bit as well, but there's a couple of other things that are top of the list for me, unfortunately.
100%. You can't. There's many things in this world where you just can't beat the real thing.
True.
Like human interaction you can't beat the real thing. Like having a conversation, but actually like shaking the person's hand and like saying, "Hey, how's it going?" You can't beat the real thing.
Yeah, and right now I think a lot of us are also feeling that. It's tough times at the minute. I mean, we're on week 7, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm starting to get the cabin fever starting to wear on me, man.
Yeah, I mean we're getting an hour a day to go out, and get fresh air and do that kind of stuff, and it's just simple little things you miss. It's unbelievable. But hey, onwards and upwards. Things will get better. Now, I'm pretty much aware of this because I've seen quite a few of your retweets and a few of your tweets. You're really into your music and your music and stuff like that. What's your favourite band and song? Just go into that with us, because I must admit the stuff that I've seen you like and chat and talk about, it's really, really different from anything I like at all. So I'm quite intrigued by this.
Now, music has always been a big part of my life, and I learned how to play instruments all the way through grade school into high school. I played a variety of different instruments. I was playing like 3 different kinds of saxophone. I was playing drums. I was doing a lot of things. So I love sound. Sound is one of my things. And like there'll be more times than not where I just sit and listen to music and do nothing all day because hey, I can. But choosing one favorite band or song is a very, very tough thing in my case, in my opinion, because there's just so much. I could say one thing at one time, but then I could change my mind in snap of the fingers, and it could be a completely different thing. So choosing one specific band or song is so tough for me.
Yeah.
Because like I really have to think about this. Like I couldn't, like coming into it, I just couldn't decide like anything real clear, but there is one thing that actually comes from the Modern Warfare soundtrack that I fell in love with, and this is the score by Sarah Schachner, Into the Furnace.
Okay.
And I play this during the intros to my stream, and it's a very, very powerful piece.
Yeah.
It's very epic. So like if you close your eyes and if you have a very active imagination, you can close your eyes and imagine yourself on a battlefield, or like flying into like enemy territory, seated on the side of a Black Hawk helicopter or something. Yeah. And for me, it evokes emotion, and it gives me that feeling where I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna, for lack of better phrasing, am I allowed to swear? Am I allowed to swear? We'll just keep it down.
Keep it
but
easy.
Mess ship up. You know what I mean.
And we get you the issue with that one. That's nicely done. I like that. Do you know what? I can appreciate that. I mean, see, I'm quite varied with what I like. Some of it's high tempo, a lot of it's low tempo and slow and relaxed. But there's you probably heard of it, Miracle of Sound.
I actually haven't.
Okay,
I believe so.
It's a guy named Gavin. Really, really nice guy. He's given me permission to play music as well from him. Most of his stuff is copyright and royalty free, but obviously permissions and all that jazz. But he's done one from Battlefield 1, I think it was, or whatever it was, called Pawn of War. And that's kind of the same thing. It's kind of evoking it's based on what's going on within some of the clip scenes that you see within Battlefield and things like that. It has quite a good piece of music I like as well. But in terms of sitting on the Black Hawk, going in, doing stuff, there's only one song for my age, I'm afraid, that I think of that, and that's Creedence Clearwater Black, Painted Black. Yeah, the classic Vietnam song. That's
I thought you were gonna go Flight of the Valkyries. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is he gonna choose Flight of the Valkyries? No, okay.
No. Flight of the Valkyries is the only thing that me, Grumpy, and Tiger are allowed to play when we take out Shimikazes. 45 torpedoes and 2 hits. That's a good average, we think.
That's a great hit ratio. That's a 100% great hit ratio.
Yeah. We hit 2 out of 45. We'll take it. Most wouldn't, but we would.
I mean, a hit's a hit, and if you get that permaflood, it's beautiful.
True.
Just regarding music, I do listen to a lot of things. Like, I'll listen to a lot of rap, electronic dance music. I listen to a lot of that, like various genres. But really, it's just whatever the heart wants at that moment. And at this moment, it's Into the Furnace by Cher Shashner.
Yeah,
from the Modern Warfare soundtrack.
Absolutely, and that nail on the head there. Yeah, music is a very, very emotive thing, and a piece of music conjures one thing with one person and something else with someone else. So, yeah, can totally with you. So, second to last question already. Worst dad joke. So, do you know what a dad joke is, and what's your worst one?
So a dad joke to me is something that is so unbelievably cheesy pun-wise that it makes you want to roll your eyes so hard that they fall into the back of your skull, down your spine, and into your feet. That's a definition of a dad joke for me.
Yep.
Coming up with one, usually I give when my friends say something like. When my friends say something, I usually go, "Hi, friend, I'm this," and then the thing that they said. But that's just cheesy, and I had to really think about this one. I actually had to look up a few jokes about this. So this one's a little bit of it's a funny political one.
Okay.
So with the current state of the United States.
Okay.
Here's how it goes. The Secret Service isn't allowed to yell, "Get down," anymore when the president's about to be attacked. Now they have to yell, "Donald, duck!"
Oh, dear.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But it's so good.
Oh, dear. Oh dear. Oh, dear.
I think I've slayed Mr. TcFreer, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no.
Yep. No, just... No. So,
I've ruined it.
Luckily, I can recover because we can now find out where can we find your content at, Senpai. So, I know you from Twitch, where you're busting it out a lot. You've got a really good schedule going. You've got your Discord. Where else can people find you?
Well, as we said earlier, a lot of people can find me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. I'm also active on Facebook as well. I do have a Facebook fan page that people can follow. I'm also extremely active in a lot of the Facebook forums. You will find me posting under my my Facebook page in those forums, making comments, chatting with people online. So you can find me there. One of the newest things that I've actually started going into is I've been doing some very quick cut and dry YouTube stuff.
Nice.
So I just recently put out a review on the Tier 8 German heavy cruiser, the Mines. It's a pretty long one, but I go very in depth about the strengths and weaknesses of the cruiser, as well as a little bit of gameplay filled with all the blemishes and what have you, anything and everything. So you can definitely find me on YouTube as well. You can find me there. So let's go. So you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Facebook, as well as YouTube. So those are all the places you can find me.
And all those links will be in the description of the video. So feel free to go and check them out. Mr. Senpai, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come and help us and do this. It's been much appreciated. I hope it's been painless for yourself.
Oh, definitely. And thank you so much for the honor and privilege of being on the show, Mr. TcFreer. It's been amazing.
Well, it's the whole point of it is for people to get to know you, us, CCs, rather than, who do I go and watch for this? It's, look, we're humans, we're real people as well. Let's humanize us. Let's make us. Let's get people to get to know a little bit about us. Because, for example, who knew that Donald Duck? Yeah.
I still laugh when I hear it. Oh, I'm so terrible laughing at my own jokes.
Hey, you can't take a joke.
It's been a pleasure.
Well,
and
thank you very much for joining us. It's been much appreciated.
There is one thing that everyone should know. If they ever come to my channel or Discord, there's no such thing as a stupid question. All right? We'll answer anything and everything. I will not tell you you're wrong or berate you. I'll just be like, all right, here's your way of thinking, and here's another way of thinking. Try this out.
Do you know what? Do you know when we said, what's your quote?
Wait, pardon?
Do you know when we said, what's your quote?
Ooh.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
That is one of the quotes, but also one of my greatest quotes. Now, I'm planning on putting this on a t-shirt. And this is about a bit of the state of the game.
Oh,
Russian problems require Russian solutions.
Oh, that's cutting.
It's gonna go on a shirt. I'm getting the go-ahead from the office to put a few things on the shirt. Yeah. But be on the lookout for some Senpai merch.
There you go, guys. Coming soon to a merch shop near you. Well, thank you very much, sir. I really do appreciate it. So there we go. That's episode 12, folks. Wow, 12 episodes already. Didn't we get this far? Anyway, thank you very much, Senpai. We won't take any more of your valuable time up. I'm sure you got something busy and important to be getting on with.
I mean, sitting at home on my computers, I'm really spending a lot of time.
Very much so. Well, thank you from me. And guys, remember, Senpai's details will be in the description below. Thank you for taking the time out to join us. And as always, guys, we will see you all either somewhere in social media or Twitch. Have fun. We'll catch you all later, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe.